Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop in and tell you about a new stamp that's in my Etsy shop. This is a 2" by 2" quarter repeat stamp. The name of it is called Round and Round. And this this quarter repeat stamp makes a wonderful design for any background, for cards, for your art journal. And we're going to get started. I'm going to be using my Memories Keeper work surface as a printing plate today, and I'm going to be using some Dylusions paints. These paints are just absolutely beautiful. They are so colorful. I just love these paints. So I'm going to just take a palette knife and put some paint down. Well, first I'm going to, where is my spray bottle? I'm actually going to put water down on to this work surface because I just want the paint to glide, though it's, as you can see, it's really soupy. I just want it to glide a little bit more. Alright, that was turquoise, and this is lemon zest. Look at that. And of course, you know, these colors mixed together, we're going to get a little green in there. Today with this printing plate, I'm not going to be using any kind of marking, what do you call it? Marking tools, because I don't want another pattern or design behind this image that we're already going to be doing. So I think that will cover the paper. Oh yeah, that looks great. So we're going to set this aside to dry. And while I still got some paint here, now this next one, I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. The next one I am going to do a marking on, and that will be for something else. I just don't want to waste this paint since it's out. And I'm going to be using this stencil that I cut yesterday. Actually, I have another one that's about the same, so I'm going to just use these, do another print, again with parchment paper. And I'm probably going to do one more just to get the print, the second print after that, which is, I find, usually is the best one. That looks really nice. Set that aside. And then I'm going to just go ahead and remove these stencils. Find a nice place to set these at. Alright, and I'm going to do my second print. Oh, that's really nice. Alright, I'm going to clean up my plate and then I'll be back. Alright, the paper's dry. I've cleaned up everything. Now you want to make sure if you're doing a project and you're using these Dylusion paints and you're using a surface A craft sheet would be different, but if you're using some glass or something else, you want to make sure you go ahead and clean up your surface in between your drying process or your next step, because the paint is fast drying. So you just want to make sure you don't have to exert a lot of energy in cleaning up when you could be crafting. Okay, so I got my little stamp here, and I'm just going to put it on my small acrylic block. Here's a side note: if you happen to carve your own quarter repeat stamps, what I find helpful is I always number the corners, so that because I can't see through it, then I know which way I'm going to be stamping, on which corner I'm going to be using. But in this case, because it is a clear stamp and it's see-through, I don't need to have it numbered. I'm going to be using VersaFine Black Onyx ink. I love this ink. It has really good coverage, and it is a really like the blackest of the black inks. Alright, so, oops. I'm going to be starting with this corner, and I'm starting in the center of my page because I first want to go ahead and get my block. My entire block, which I'm going to stamp 4 times, hence the name quarter repeat. And if you get this ink on you, boy, it can get everywhere, so do be careful. All right, now I use this corner. I'm going to stamp in this corner. I'm just going to turn it. Either turn your stamp or turn your paper. And you want to just try to line it up. I always try to look for that little point. Get that there. And if you don't line it up exactly, it's not a big deal. There you go. Turn it again. Again, looking in the center. Now that's a little off, but that's okay. Don't stress about it. It's just a nice little design, and it's going to look great whether it's crooked or straight, so I say. Alright, and there's the first block, and then from there we're just going to continue creating the design, except this time I'm going to start, and I'm going to be using this corner to start making this design. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video, and you can just watch what I'm doing, and I'll be back in a second. And as you can see, I'm wrapping it up here. I just wanted to show you how I am carrying the design all the way to the edge of the paper. And I'm on the last partial block. And there you have it. Is that not gorgeous or what? And then from there, you can either put this in your art journal. When you're working with a quarter stamp in a book, such as, you know, a book that has like a really thick seam to it, I usually will just take the stamp off of the block and manually do it around the seam, because it's going to be easier. It's kind of hard to do that when you have the acrylic block on here, just when you're getting to the seam part. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, you can see some of that color that's come through those different designs, and If you're doing it on a plain background and you have spaces, I just come back in and I'll just add some little color lines through where I've missed matching it up correctly. So you can't go wrong with this stamp. Also on this particular paper, I used a ombre stamp pad. And the thing you have to keep in mind is whatever color you decide to start with that's in the center, which I was using the dark end, you want to make sure when you're coming around to do, when you're stamping this, that it's always this color so you can get a very consistent looking design there. So I hope that you like my stamp and go to the Etsy shop. Nay's World, again, it's called Round and Round, and you'll see a couple other new stamps up there. And thanks for checking in with me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.